Alright, welcome back to another video from MBMRC. Before I get too far into today's video, I just want to go ahead and remind you guys to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, a lot of you are going to be happy. This is our first video that we've done where we actually use mics. So, everybody that said that the audio was bad, let us know how this sounds. I think it's going to sound a lot better, but let us know in the comments below what you guys think. So, yeah, like, subscribe, let us know what you think, guys. Thanks a lot, and enjoy the video.
Got Matthew out here today with his corkscrew making the maiden voyage. Didn't get the takeoff, but it took off nice. I was just making sure we could trim him out. The 25 FX has proven to be an absolute powerhouse, which is no surprise. It's a little windy today, got an east wind. We're a north-south runway, so we got a crosswind. Unlimited vertical. That's an old Stu Richmonds Corkscrew from Outer Zone Planned.
Track's really nice and even in the loop. Bring it on for a landing.
Matthew and I have been building a lot of these smaller planes. We call them throw and goes. Throw them in the truck and go fly them. So we're going to do quite a few of the throw and go series here. He's going to bring it in for a landing. See how that works out. I think it's set down really nice. How long was you up? What's your radio say?
I forgot to turn on the timer, but it was probably...
I'd say about 5-6 minutes anyhow. Not longer. Well, I've been filming for 3, so...
You can see how nice the exposed fuel tank is.
Yep, you can see what's in there. You didn't really use...
For the ailerons?
A 1/4 to 5/16.
You probably use a little bit more aileron. I mean, plenty to fly it, but if you want to...
Came out pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Real simple color scheme and looks really nice. So, scale of 1 to 10, what do you give the Stu Richmonds Corkscrew?
I'd give it a 10. Can't even really tell it's a flat bottom wing. Doesn't act like a flat bottom wing. It acts like a little ripping Sportster style airplane.
Well, now you ready to do my Wicked Wanda?
Super light. Just little Sullivan 2-inch wheels on there. Some micro.
Dual ailerons we put in it. He had torque rods originally in his, and we just modified that a bit. But yeah, it's the Stu Richmonds Corkscrew.
Cheap to build.
Inexpensive, throw and go. Hello, welcome back to another video from MBMRC. I'm Marty.
I'm Matt.
I would like to first of all thank everybody that made nice comments on our last and a couple other videos we had up with the nice comments. Love it. And we've decided here this winter to do something a little bit different. We're going to build, we have so many big planes that Matthew and I, we love sometimes to come home from work and just grab a plane. Fortunately, we have a flying field that's just basically right out back of our house. So we can just grab the planes, throw them in the car, go out back and fly them. So these are real nice because you can put them right in the back seat of his truck and put two of them in there, and there's absolutely no problem. We jump out of the truck, fire them up, and go fly them. So we decided to do several of these smaller airplanes. They're 15 to 25 size planes. What we're going to do is we're going to do multiple builds of these smaller airplanes. We're going to test them, fly them, and we're going to share those videos with you. And at the end, we're going to pick the best one in terms of how easy it is to build and how well it flies. So these are three of them that we've kind of started with. We have flying videos of the first one, which is the Corkscrew. This is one that I actually designed. It was kind of based off of a Carl Goldberg eaglet, but it's changed up dimension-wise. The airfoil is slightly different. It has a high lift tail and so on. But this is a little Fred Reese design. It's called the Quickie. You can look the plan up on RCM Plan.
Outer Zone.
Yeah, it's an RCM plan, but it is on Outer Zone. And you can read the supplement to it, and it's really quite interesting because this is actually, although it looks like a little tiny trainer, it's supposed to be like a bullet plane. It's rudder and elevator only. It's just a 3-channel setup.
And you're also experimenting with a new engine in that too.
Yeah, and that's something else we're going to do in these videos. We have some new engines and things that we're going to be trying. This has got an SH16 in it, and we've never had any smaller glow SH engines. So we're going to be reviewing some engine things as well as going through the airplane. But this was probably the simplest airplane I've ever built. And we'll get into that a little bit later when we get to that plane in the series. But one of the first ones we did for this series was the Corkscrew. Touching on this real quick, whenever you pick a plan on Outer Zone and you decide, hey, this thing looks really cool, I'd like to build this, just get the plan printed out, your local printer. The sizing and everything is there. All they have to do is size it, print it, take it home, figure out what you need for wood. A lot of times the supplement includes the amount of wood and things that it takes to do it. So don't be discouraged because, it's a plant. It's very simple to do. And again, we'll have a video of how we do it. And for example, this little Fred Reese plane, Matthew and I built this in a day. And we worked together on it, of course, and that's it's easier to do with two people, obviously. But at any rate, pick a plan. Don't be afraid to do it. It's a lot easier than what you think. So we're going to start with the Corkscrew, and I'm going to let Matthew tell you a little bit about that. You can tell him what year did that come out?
This was January of 1983 in RCM. It was a Stu Richmond design. 49-inch span. Calls for a 25 size. I have a OS 25 FX up front.
Where did you get that FX at?
On eBay, brand new.
And what we found a lot of times, and again, buying engines, you can find them on eBay. Obviously, the newer 15s, you've got SH to choose from. You have OS. OS makes our favorite 15, which is the 15LA. It's a bushed engine, doesn't have bearings in it. The things literally run forever. You can't wear them out. But at any rate, some of these are available also on eBay. I just wanted to point that out.
And the other thing with that is a lot of the older planes called for 15, 19, 20, 25. They don't make those really loose size engines anymore. So you have no choice but to kind of go back to a 25 FX or a Fox 19 or whatever your engine choice is. They don't really, I wouldn't want to throw a 35AX in this.
No, it would be definitely too much for it. But yeah, and again, with SH has engines now ranging from 15, 16, 18, then they go to 32. There is no 25 size that I know of that's available. So, you can pick up an older OS FP25. newer used. I would not be afraid to buy that engine used, providing, it wasn't busted up. But because they literally run forever. Those are the FPs, the LAs are all bushed engines, and they run fantastic. Very little carburetor tuning to them. Once they're tuned, it's set and forget. But the build of this went relatively quick, has a low parts count, and Matthew can tell you a little bit more about that.
It's got 1/8-inch ribs in it. It's got 1-inch tri-stock for the wingtips, and the ribs are spaced out.
It's 1-inch round stock.
No, wingtips.
Oh, the wingtips, yeah.
Or 1-inch tri-stock, and it's got a 5/16 dowel for the leading edge. The ribs are kind of carved out like a old Carl Goldberg Eagle 2-wing, or if you're familiar with any of his, the Tiger 2s, I think were the same way. Just have like a little round spot in the leading edge of it, and you put the dowel rod up there and glue it to it. The ribs are spaced out. It looks like 4-inch rib spacing, and in between those ribs is a half rib, and yet again they're still made out of 1/8 inch. Low parts count, 3/16 tail, the whole canopy up in here. That's all sheeted with 1/32 plywood, which is super strong. Have a lot of room in there for batteries, any of that stuff. I put servo rails in this. Got plenty of room for the servo height, and you've got the exposed fuel tank, which is kind of strange to look at, but it comes in handy when you come into land. Just look in your fuel tank, have enough, go back up and keep flying.
The other nice thing with scratch building like this, I can't point this out enough, is you can customize and make things look any way you want. You can take this to any field or any place that you fly at. Nobody's going to have one that looks like this. Nobody. And that's kind of a really cool thing to us. In the world of ARFs, and I like to just real quick talk about how I look at scratch building. First of all, it's like making a cake, and to put that in simplest of terms, there's chefs out there that design and engineer a cake, and they make a recipe. The recipe would be our blueprint through the corkscrew. All we're doing is taking that recipe, we're putting it together, and we're making it into an airplane. Now, a kit to me is buying a box cake, and you buy the box cake, you follow the instructions, and you make it. And again, with that, you can make it your own. But when it's an ARF, 10 other people obviously have the same one at your field. So whenever you do this, you have something that nobody else has, and they wonder where you got it. So do not be afraid of scratch building. It's an awesome way of doing things, and it's a lot simpler than what you think.
And you can kind of customize it even more, and we did dual ailerons in this, which he had torque rods or belt cranks.
He had, I think he had torque rods in this.
So you can throw little micros. Always look at your rib height on the plan and kind of gauge your servos if you wanted to do dual ailerons, which I like dual ailerons over torque rods anyway. I think it's a lot easier to do. But 1/8 inch music wire. The gear's kind of made like the old free flight planes. It's kind of got that little horseshoe in it. Keeps from tipping there a little bit. But yet again, even as far as landing gear, you could order SIG
4-star 20
4-star 20 gear for it, and it's already got the plywood plate down there. You could bolt up aluminum gear if you wanted to.
Yeah,
all kinds of options you can do with scratch build.
That is true. You can make it look any way you want, and if you don't, like the wire gear that he did, like he was saying, you can put aluminum gear on it. You want to not use torque rods, you can put aileron servos in it. Customize it any way you want to do it. And at the end of the day, you have something. And this plane, we do have an accompanying video of it flying, and it does fly absolutely amazing.
And it's a flat bottom wing, and it flies. It's pretty quick. You'll be amazed.
So I guess that completes the video. We're looking forward to doing more, and like I said, there'll be a video of this flying accompanying it, and looking forward to doing more videos and getting started on this series. Thanks again.
Thanks.